the women's champion. We're going to leave here very briefly right now. However, we'll be coming back for more of the action in the North American Roller Skating Championship. Eddie, how does their program look to you?
So far, so good. This first item, I know they have a real high-scoring one if they perform it right. There he goes. They call that a satellite spin. That's their own original composition.
I was going to say, I've never seen anything like that before, either in roller or ice skating.
No, that's so. The level of activity or item production that these skaters have reached is tremendously high. The whole idea here, this is all original choreography, the senior pairs event. By the way, Jim, this David and Diane Kern, they're the defending senior pair champions.
Apparently that defense may be a pretty difficult job here today.
They're well aware of that. I'm sure they've got all the stops out, and they know they're going to need them. By the way, an interesting sidelight, the sport has two schools of thought relative to the composition of these programs. One is adagio and the other classical or semi-classical. Our runner-up to our champ is going to skate an adagio type program. David and Diane's program is considered semi-classical. Shadow, catch axles, that's quite difficult.
A reminder again that the other voice you hear here is Eddie O'Neill, one of the top skating professionals in the country, coach of the powerful Hillside Dance and Figure Club out in Richmond Hill, New York. Boy, this team looks pretty good.
This is a good one, Jim. This is called a Sleeping Beauty.
Boy, that takes great strength, doesn't it, Ed?
It does. They use every bit of leverage and centrifugal force that they can command.
Beautiful skating. Dave Tassinari and Anne-Marie Kern. Eddie, have you seen any flaws in their performance so far?
They're skating quite well, right up to their usual level.
Are the most difficult things still coming up, as far as you know?
Everything is difficult, Jim, in their program. Shadow, double mates, tie, start, and finish. Slightest miss, and off it goes.
I think it's quite evident at this point, by the way, that there's a tremendous difference between pairs here and the dance that we saw earlier. This is a real athletic, acrobatic event. Dance is for grace and style, just like ballroom dancing.
Beautifully done. Usually, Jim, about this time comes a real nice item. They term this a sailfish lift.
Gee, that looks difficult. Eddie, do you have any idea what speed in miles per hour they might reach when they're going along the straightaway here at times?
Well,
speed for a big one?
Jim, I would have to take a guess on that. I would say 15 miles an hour would be fair, 15 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Top speed, just as fast as they can go on some of these items. Shadow, double toe wallies.
We mentioned earlier, Eddie, about the amount of practice the competitor must put in singles. How about a team like this? It must be even more, isn't it?
It's exhausting. the practice. They really have to like skating and like every bit of this to put the time in that's required.
A happy pair of youngsters right now as the crowd really roars for them. Dave Casanari of Plymouth, Massachusetts, and Anne-Marie Kern of West Roxbury. They sure think they got it all in. Well, we'll be back in just a moment with more of the action from the North American Roller Skating Championships on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Here's a team a lot of people have been talking about in the pre-championship speculation here. David Schaefer of Detroit, Michigan, and Mrs. Sue Welch Walleg of Warren, Michigan. Dave is 19 years old. Sue is 20. Dave Schaefer is the young fellow who lost 12 pounds getting ready for this meet. That'll give you an idea of the tremendous strain and hard work that goes into the preparation. Sue, by the way, is married to Charles Walleg, who's one of the most famous of the dance and speed skaters in the United States.
This is a team that can really come through. This is one of the exponents of the semi-classical style. In fact, one of the finest exponents.
Both skaters attired entirely in white, except for some bits of gold adornment. Very attractive costumes. Now, of course, Eddie, the fact that they are the last couple skating here could affect them psychologically in one way or another. Is it an advantage, for example, that they know what everyone else has done?
I'd consider that a great advantage. They know exactly the job that's cut out for them. Sometimes a skater in this spot, if he has an item that works 3 times out of 5, if he needs it, he knows he needs it. If he draws last spot, and it'll go. So they're going to go all out, that's for sure. They're going to need an excellent performance here, and I believe the door is open.
Dave Schaefer wants to be a lawyer someday. Right now he works part-time at a gas station when he's not practicing roller skating. Once again, this pair seems to have made that contact with the crowd, Eddie, that's kind of indescribable, but it just happens.
They've got it. Everybody seems, there's a hush around him. I feel it. I feel I'm vibrating myself. This is my idea of the way pairs should be skated.
Eddie, at times I wish people could see you as you move your hands like a symphony conductor, kind of rooting them through this performance.
I feel that door's open, and I can see them sliding closer and closer. Oh, boy.
Now, Eddie, at this point, there is no question of the talent of these two, but endurance will soon enter into this performance.
That's exactly right, Jim. Yes, towards the end of the program, the pacing of these skaters is a very important item. These are both well-trained athletes, experienced skaters, and let's put it this way, they know their pair skating.
Eddie, is it kind of like running the mile, an event like that you want to use up all of your energy by the end, but not use it up 1 second before the end?
Well, you've got to pace yourself. The fellow who, just like a horse race or a mile run, that's an apt illustration. Yes, you've got to watch yourself, watch for that second wind, and save something for the end. In the layout of these programs, they usually save an item or two of their best ones for the end, which of course requires peak physical form. So you've got to really have a fine reserve. You've got to be in excellent shape. By the way,
Dave
nicely.
Schaefer.
He handles up beautifully.
Dave Schaefer and Sue Welch-Wallace dancing to the music of Tchaikovsky here in Portland, Oregon at the North American Roller Skating Championships. Senior pairs competition. They're the last ones who will be on the floor. And it looks like they have a real good chance to win it.
Dropped impossible. Beautifully done. There's something in the air, Jim. I feel it.
Listen to this crowd. A tremendous performance by the now weeping Sue Welch-Wallace and Dave Schaefer. There she is with her husband. That's Charlie Wallig himself, one of the most famous all-time dance and speed skaters. And her partner again, Dave Schaefer. We'll be back with the awards in this event in just a moment on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Are you satisfied with the flavor your present filter cigarette is giving you? If not, listen to this.